Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Herve, and every other day on this channel I try my best to bring you crypto in the easiest way possible on the internet. If that's the type of content you find interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel with your notifications on so that you don't get to miss any other value-packed video like this one. Now I just wanted to share with you this chart. This is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and so it's like a macro update chart. You know that we get macro updates from the weekly and even the monthly time frame. The intraday time frame, we can't really get anything there that can tell us something about Bitcoin's long-term future, or say medium-term future. All we can get from there is what will happen on the daily time frame. But on the weekly time frame, we get more data as to what could happen in weeks and months to come, or maybe even years to come. So what we see from here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and it is very easy. If I switch this back to the candlestick chart, you can't really identify some of the structures. Well, on the single color here you can identify them, but when you go to the line chart, it actually gives you accurate zones of support and resistance. Because the line chart only takes into consideration the closing of the candle, so only the candle bodies. So right here we can see that this is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which we broke out from with this move to the upside right here, this particular move right here. Yes, and it is consolidating above that inverted head and shoulders. So by definition, we really do not have any reason to be bearish here. Like, you can't be saying that, hey, it's just going to go down, it's just going to go down exactly from here. It is only after Mr. BTC would have closed a weekly candle below this neckline right here that we can start to look at very low targets. And by low targets, we're talking about this. This will be the first support right here, and after this one, this will be the next support. Now again, note that missing this means actually closing a candle. Because we're not just looking at weeks right here, because the market maker, or smart money, can move price to the downside right here. Whilst everyone sells, he pushes price back up, and then you will see a week right here and be like, hey, I lost because I thought that candle was just going to crash. No, so we always have to look at candle closes. Candle closes actually give us information as to what the market decided, but the wicks are just the maximum prices of, say, a given time frame. Okay, so what we see right here does not give us an instant reason to be bearish at this point on the weekly time frame. So we always have to make sure that everyone understands that we're talking about the weekly time frame. It's the macro time frame. So in the intraday, you could still have price fluctuations ranging from 1 to 10 to even 15%, having weeks up and down. But on the weekly time frame, we are looking at something completely different. So we see that we move to the upside right here from this move right here to the upside, and we've been consolidating above this support right here. So sellers have not succeeded to sell lower than this support right here. So by definition, I am only looking up because I have no immediate reason to be looking down. I only work with the facts that I see. So it's not some type of imagination. It's just, what do I see? So you trade what you see, not what you think. So what I see is we have not fulfilled the target of this inverted head and shoulders. And the target for this inverted head and shoulders is this distance right here, the distance from this head to the neckline right here. And if you do that, it will give you this figure right here, this figure somewhere around 36,000 to 36,400. Depending on how carefully you try to do it, but around that range from 36 to 36.4. Now, if you also pull the Fibonacci of this inverted head and shoulders, that's from this neckline right here to the bottom, it also gives you the 2.618 at 36,000 $900. Now, some other thing which I find interesting is that the base of this first drop right here is actually at that same 36k. So if we go to the candlestick chart, you will see this first base right here. And what I notice with this my bubble pattern idea is that price mostly retraces around this first drop right here. Now, if we were to look at the structure itself, which is this descending wedge which I usually show you, we will see that price should actually be going for somewhere around 47k, 47,700 ish. But the thing is, that's why I actually made a video some time ago telling you that what if that is the trap, you know, because now everyone thinks Bitcoin has topped out already, and everyone thinks that it should just plummet from here. Yes, 31,800, which was the first target of the descending wedge, was the top. Yeah, and another group of people think that it should actually go for somewhere around 47, 50,000 and above. What if they are both wrong? That's what we have to consider. What if they are both wrong, and it is actually just the middle part where BTC might actually top out? That's just something we should consider. Hence why I am also considering the idea of BTC topping out around this region right here. After that 2.618, we also have another point of support right here. Now note that all these points of support will be resistance when we go back to them. So if we do go back to the upside right here, this point right here, this particular point will be resistance. So I am inclined to think of this particular point, this region right here, as a box I should watch. This is how I bring about the boxes. Sometimes I send you some boxes in the Discord group where I tell you that inside of this box, that's how I develop these ideas. I look for the highest point that it could go and the lowest which it should reach, and I tell you the range that I suspect the asset, or say coin, to retrace from. So that particular box right there between 36,000 to 37,600 should be washed. This box right here, the 2.618 is at 36,900 right here. So this particular zone is to be washed. If BTC does not top out here, then it could very well be going for the ultimate target, which will be $47,000. This is all assuming that Mr. BTC does not close a weekly candle below this neckline right here. Below this neckline right here. So until BTC closes a weekly candle below this neckline, I must be thinking of something like so. Until it does this, I will only be thinking of something that happens like so. When it does go here, I will also watch to see how other markets are performing. If I do see something like the S&P, which I think could go as high as $5,000 now, I'll probably make another shorter video to explain that later. Then that could be a very good point of confluence that may mark the top of this big rally, before the ultimate crash. Going to $47,000 will be the target of this descending wedge right here. But I've been thinking that what if that is the trap? What if going up here is what we all sit and wait for, and that's actually the trap, and it turns around here and plummets? What if everyone that thinks that this was the top already and is in shorts right now and not taking profits, what if this thing does not go low from here? What if it just turns around, takes out these people, comes up here, we that expected it to go right up here, it doesn't go there, it turns around and calls everybody's bluff and plummets? So that is the reason why I am looking at this zone right here. It's not must that it goes up there. This is all on the condition that it doesn't close a weekly candle below here. It's an entire process when you're on very high time frames like this, because it takes a lot of time for you to get maybe the confirmations that you need. Yeah, each candle here represents a week of price action, which means if I do get a candle here, a candle close down here, and I want a confirmation, I will have to wait for another week. So it may not be as easy as a lot of people think. We also have to pay attention to the weekly stochastic RSI down here being undervalued. Until this gets here, I will not be in any shorting type of idea, except it's maybe some, smart trade or something. But this is something we also have to keep an eye on. This weekly stochastic being undervalued here, it literally means that this thing could just fool everyone thinking, oh, it's just going to go like this, it's just going to go like this, and it turns around and goes up here. Those who sold here thinking that it's going to go lower will be the same people to become exit liquidity here. They will buy here because they think, oh, it's finally going to 40, it's finally going to 50 or 100k. They buy here and then it dumps. Yeah, and those who sold up here will be like, okay, this is my opportunity. They buy or they go long and it just continue to dip. So the conclusion that we can gather from here is that until BTC closes a weekly candle below the neckline of this inverted head and shoulders pattern, I am not in the idea that it just crashes. If it does go to the downside right here and we have a confirmation, therefore I can become very bearish at that point. But if it doesn't, I must stay with the idea that it goes to the upside. That's just how analysis works. Now, this other 1.618 that we can see from here, after the 1.618, you want the 2.618. That is where you want this thing to top out. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to touch the 2.618. It could still retrace before that. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. I'll try to make more videos on little topics. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.